I'm a complete UE5 noob. I've been trying to learn the engine for a while, obviously using the blueprint system and not any of the text-based programming languages, because I'm a big dum-dum. I've been really enjoying the process, but I needed more practice, so I wanted to join a game jam. However, I don't really have the time to commit to a fully fledged game jam, so I figured why not just run my own private one, just for me. So I set a 10-hour timer and asked a couple of friends to come up with my genre and theme. The genre being a side-scrolling platformer, and the theme being space is limited. I set a 10-hour timer, and away I went. I started with the camera. Being a side-scroller, I needed to lock the player's movement so they could only move left and right. I also fiddled with a few parameters such as the jump height, etc. Off to a flying start. I then started to work on a collectible system. After all, what's a platform without collectibles, right? So here you can see my attempt at making a player stats component, which would track how much juice the player has. Don't ask me why I called it juice. It was a placeholder, but as you will see, it never fucking left. And as you will see, this is why, for some reason, I thought this was the perfect time to add this funky little sound effect when your juice was full. And here you will see me developing low-level OCD, rearranging my blueprint nodes. And this is the lovely widget to demonstrate when your juice is full. Here you can see I've added a collectible. It is just a small bean that floats around in the sky. That's the rotation node right there, if anybody gave a crap. And there is my extensive knowledge of how materials work in Unreal. I then decided I should probably allow you to pick up the collectibles, which of course will add to your juice. So here I am creating a default component for the collectibles and then 3 childs for different collectible sizes. So I think originally it was 10, 25 and 50 points of juice. You need 100 to refill your bar and eventually open the exit of the level. And again, pointless sound effect. Brilliant. Look, a door! So now we can collect to open the door. But in my lovely testing phase, I didn't add enough collectibles for the door logic to work. But luckily I have a debug key set to increase my juice. Fun fact, if you play the game now, that debug key is still in the game. And yeah, don't worry about them errors. What you're going to see here is me wasting a lot of time, which was quite rewarding. I'm making a line trace and it's moving these boxes. Great mechanic, you would think. Didn't actually end up using this mechanic in the final game, but I was quite proud of it. It took me quite a while. Look at all these nodes, baby. I was so proud I got footage of me ticking off my Trello board. And here's my little tester level. But I knew at this point I really need to start thinking about level design, and I hate level design. So I did what you could only do in this situation. Ignore the errors. To ChatGPT. So this was my first time ever using an AI in anything other than making images in Midjourney. So I thought I first better develop a little bit of rapport with the good old lad. So you'll see in the top left, I did ask him to give me a recipe for a tasty pasta dish, which was actually pretty nice. And he also wrote me a lovely interactive story. But here's my delve into level design using my new AI friend. You can pause if you want to read exactly what it gave me. I thought it was pretty good actually, better than anything I could have thought of. So yeah, if you've never used it, I would recommend. It's quite a fun tool. Yeah, cheers mate. So before delving into the level design that ChatGPT had lovingly made for me, I thought I'd better make the spike trap. There he goes. And here is the final result. Well, not quite the final, but I figured I wouldn't spoil it for you with all the elements I added, so the extra assets. It's not just a blocked out level. I did unfortunately only make one level. I then went on to make a pause screen, but that didn't end up working, and then I made a start screen and that didn't end up working either. So I just packaged the game because my 10-hour time limit came to an end. I packaged it up and you've got one level to play that's kind of buggy and weird, but it works, and I made it in 10 hours by myself, so I'm quite proud of it. And yeah, that debug key still in the game, so you can immediately finish the level. If you want a speed run, you can do it in about 3 seconds. You've just got to find that debug key, but I'll leave that as a little Easter egg. Thanks guys.